to invite you to something truly magical, the miracle of the season.
This year, we're asking you to collect new books and board games. Yes, they must be new. And deliver them to the 2025 Chili Cook-Off, Community Pay It Forward, or your local children's ward at the hospital closest to you.
These gifts will bring comfort, imagination, and joy to children who need it most.
We also want you to read your favorite story, just like you would to your own kids, and record it for us to share on air.
Help us by purchasing these books and board games.
Open the cover and sign it with your family name, leaving the "to" blank for a nurse to fill in.
Let's celebrate the beauty of every tradition, every story, and every act of love.
Tell us about your favorite holiday memories. What did you celebrate? What moments with family and community do you cherish most?
Your voice could bring a beloved tale to someone who's never heard it before.
Businesses, we need you too. Sponsorships help us reach more families and make this season truly miraculous. Join us in showing your love for the community. Join
us for the miracle of the
season. Visit communitypayitforward.us to learn more, get involved, and share your story.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear. Bring me home.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Community Impact. It's a very, very special Wednesday. We've got the lights a little bit lower. We've got the mood a little bit spookier, I guess, or not really spooky, but you know what? Let's just say we're a little more anxious than normal because we're going to have some readings happening tonight because it is Lynn's Day. We've got our great friend, Lynn Sobalski from Footprints Tarot. Did I get that right? Footnotes. Okay, footnotes. So she is here. I got Footprints Forward, so that kind of screwed me up. And as you guys can see below me, there's another name added to my little name box because my wife is going to be here, who is huge in the world of paranormal, and in the paranormal world. So I wanted to bring her on every third Wednesday with us, just because I thought that she would really bring more of understanding to what we're talking about and what we're doing. But before Adrian connects with us, Lynn, I did want you to let everybody know there is something very special happening, like soon, and it's something that is connected to the miracle of the season. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, that is the winter solstice. And so the winter solstice, it's, a pagan celebration, but really it's a celebration that kind of predates a lot of the other religious traditions in terms of observing, the different times of the year, the turning of the season. And so winter solstice, I think that is the longest day of the year. And then it's kind of like we're moving out of the wintry winter, even though, at least where I live, it's kind of the time that it starts snowing rather than the time that it's ending. In theory, we're leaving the darkest nights and moving toward the light. So, um, yeah, that's another holiday tradition that can be celebrated any number of ways.
Yeah, and I think it is weird when you think of all of these celebrations that we've had for millennia, for a long, long time. Christmas is up there and all this, but if it wasn't for celebrations like the winter solstice, we wouldn't have Christmas in December. Okay, because Christmas in December was put in December due to pagan celebrations. When Christians originally moved the birth of Christ to December, to kind of, I don't want to put this in a bad way, but there's no better way to put it. They did it so people stopped celebrating pagan religions and pagan celebrations. So it is one of the oldest out there. The solstice was telling, used to tell people before, before there were even words, used to tell them, hey, it's time to plant, and it's time to grow, and it's time for things to grow, and so it is weird how our globe and our environments around us have been used for such a long time to by people for so many years. So but we are going to look at this. We've already got two guests, and I am thrilled to bring on Wendy, the financial lion. Hello, Wendy. And also we have Terry, um, who's both of these ladies are also giving partners. So we've got a whole bunch of giving partners here, a lot of giving, a lot of caring. And ladies, how are you both today?
I'm doing very well today, Zach. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just trying to get this started. Moving this all along, and trying to see what we can do to help people get some questions answered right before the holidays. So, but Wendy, you joined us a little bit before, and I'm sorry, you're still on mute there. But you joined us just a little bit before Terry, so I'm going to ask you, would you mind asking Lynn your question first?
I never mind asking Lynn my question first. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Am I unmuted?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, very good. Let me see. Should I ask? 2026 is the year of the horse, right? This was the year of the snake, so we're shedding all of that nonsense. So 2026 is supposed to be the year of the horse, where if we make New Year's resolutions now, they're more likely to stick and things like that. So, what does the uh, atmosphere in 2026 look like for me professionally?
For you professionally in 2026, let's check it out. Yes, 2026, year of the horse. Um, a lot of people were putting things into motion this year, starting things and expanding on things and planting seeds. And yes, 2026 is the year that things take off if we have planted well.
I believe I planted well.
I can believe that.
I planted you in my life. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
Right back.
And I can tell that Adrian's coming because all the dogs just came running in here like, they're all celebrating. So we've got, but I'm proud to introduce to everybody my wife, Adrian. She is being attacked by dogs. So,
Hi, Adrian.
Hi.
Hi, Adrian.
so,
Go. All of you.
but going ahead and
Okay.
take it over.
I will go ahead and get started. So, what is in for Wendy professionally in 2026? So, the first card that I'm pulling is let's see if I can get it in the camera here, a reversed 10 of Pentacles. So we're in the right category. Pentacles is money. The deck only goes up to 10. So, an upright 10 of Pentacles is like you hit the jackpot. And so the fact that this is reversed, I would say, interpret this as if there's a big windfall that you were hoping to get in 2026. This is a sign that perhaps it's not going to quite happen in 2026. I don't see any like doom and gloom cards around it, so I don't think it's like a never thing. It might be like a 2027 thing, but potentially not this year. So if there are resources that you need to manage with that in mind, keeping in mind that tarot is entertainment only and we don't do financial advice or health advice or any of those things. That's the idea about financial investments.
We leave that up to Wendy, the financial advice.
I leave it.
There you go.
The
Are
card.
you sure your deck wasn't upside down?
Well, we'll find out if the reading is upside down. But if it's any consolation, most of these cards are face up.
Okay.
The card that is underpinning why that windfall wouldn't be happening in 2026, you're pulling an upright Two of Swords. Two of Swords talks about decisions, and the Two of Swords is like an indecisive card. It's like weighing your options, and the card is infamous for not having all the information. And that's what kind of gets things stuck a little bit, because like you're waiting for a piece of information and then it's like, well, should I decide without that piece of information? Should I wait to get that piece of information? How much should that be? And this is just a general vibe. So it may be that like you are decisive, but there may be some things behind the scenes where people are not decisive. And again, it's the swords energy, so it's not like a heartfelt indecision, like, oh, I don't know what I feel like doing. It's, I don't know what the facts and data are suggesting to do. In the past position, and
Gotcha.
this is not like a normal spread that I do. These are cards that just kind of jumped out of the deck and put themselves in that spot, and they are all reversed, meaning these things are in the past and they are done and done, like not just done for the moment, like the final round is done. So the Ace of Swords is reversed. Ace of Swords talks about ideas. What is a new idea? What is a new approach? So like we're done with there are no more new ideas. There are no more new suggestions. That piece is over. The other piece that is over is the Six of Cups. And, when this card comes up, it does have an association with children, but the idea that popped into my mind as I pulled this card is like, how when we're kids, kids kind of tend to separate into different groups on the playground, but then they all have to go to recess, or they all have to go to gym, or they all have to go to assembly. And you get these crowds that kind of don't really mix with each other, but there's some authority figure that says you have to get along. This is the card saying that at some point, people are going to stop getting along. And it has that childlike sort of, not for any reasons that are serious, just because, mix of personalities, mix of values. You can kind of only get people together working harmoniously for so long. And so if there are relationships that feel kind of like shaky or awkward, that's a sign that maybe they're not going to survive the long term. The other thing that is reversed is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands has a sort of, it's a relationship with like media, with journalism, with investigations. There's this sense of not having privacy and having to share information with people. And so in a business sense, this would be something like, I don't want to show you my audit. I don't want to show you my figures. I don't want to show you, the stuff behind the businesses. But there's a sense that there was maybe access to information that is now going to be kept private going forward. So if we're talking about this like indecision card, those are some things that might create this sense of, I don't know what the facts are going to be yet.
Okay.
In your position of what you should be thinking of, we have the Three of Cups here. The Three of Cups is saying, where are your wins? Where are your people and situations that deserve celebrating, that you're like, yes, I'm glad that happened. I'm glad we made this connection. I'm glad we, got together. I'm, celebrating the new people as friends and just taking that time out to kind of communicate, hey, this has been great and I hope it continues, rather than focusing on the pieces that are done. In your immediate future, there is someone that you need to speak with. We're pulling a reversed Queen of Cups, and so it's saying, even though normally you are a loving, warm, compassionate, connecting person, there is someone who needs to be dealt with a little more coolly, because they kind of just don't get the message using more subtle means. So if you kind of have to pull out the witch card, ha ha ha, it's okay on this occasion. If that's the last resort, so be it.
Yeah, yep. She's going to find that person right now. She was out of here, but Wendy's back with us.
Yeah.
Wendy,
Wendy, your final card is the Magician. It's saying you have everything you need already to make this work. You have it already. Everything's already in place. You don't need to dig for anything else than what you already have.
so Wendy, what are
Good
your
to know.
thoughts?
Good to know.
Fingers crossed.
Well, first of all, thank you, Lynn, because she's always so generous with her time and with her giving and her
Very much.
readings and everything. And yeah, and I think some of those were very spot on. Very spot on. I'm a little disappointed about the windfall.
I would
I'll
be
have to
too.
stay on that because there's a couple of them going on, so it depends which one gets delayed.
Yeah, I keep getting 2027. It's
But
not
all
like,
good.
oh, maybe it's just slower than we would like.
And
Yeah,
we'd like
yeah.
to.
And that's to be expected. I figured 12 to 18 months for one of them, so that's all good. That's all good.
Okey-dokey.
So thank you, my dear. And the reason I disappeared is because my McAfee says it just stopped a malicious app that was trying to access my computer. So that's why I disappeared for a second there.
Well, honey, you deal in tarot as well. What did you think about that? What do you have any thoughts on?
I don't, because unless you're the one pulling it, unless those are your cards, you don't get a sense of what. It's not just this card means this thing. You also put your own what you're receiving in it for that person as well. So I couldn't, just pull that Seven of Wands and say what it is. It doesn't work that way.
So does that mean, and we'll continue with Terry here in a moment, but does that mean that it's really kind of a feeling when you pull the card? It's not something that's set in stone. Whatever card's pulled,
I,
it's what
yeah,
you see in the cards, right?
it's when I card, it's like there, whatever meanings the card officially or unofficially have, and then it's almost like an ink blot test, where you get this flash of a picture. It's like, what's the first thing that you see? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? And to do a reading, I feel like I'm in a semi-meditative state to begin with, and if I can get the background to kind of quiet down, then just random thoughts, ideas, phrases, numbers just kind of pop in.
That's
The
the way I
trick is
read
to
pictures.
relax and let it come in.
Yeah, that's the same way I read pictures. I can look at somebody's picture and that's what I do.
Well, that's great. We're going to bring on a guest. Hello, Al. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi, good
So,
evening. I'm
Get down.
from Malaysia.
Oh, from Malaysia. That's awesome. That is wonderful. Well, Al, Terry has a question, and then we will get to your question next. So, Terry, please.
Good.
All right. So I need to know what if I'm actually going to find the right balance, if I'm on the right track to get balance in my professional and personal life next year. I'm looking for better balance with it being not even Steven, but personal life being better than the work life.
I know which card that is.
I want to know if they're going to find anything underneath her concrete they just found in her backyard.
I'm kind of curious about that too, but I feel like Adrian has the team for that.
Yeah, yesterday, Zach, they did find a pipe we didn't want them to find.
Uh-oh. So maybe they did find Hoffa.
but it's now buried under. They yeah, that was 5 feet down. So they didn't find the ones at 6 feet down. They haven't gone that far. So.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Okay. Where are things for Terry in the So the first card that you are pulling is a card that we've seen before, despite my best efforts to shuffle. And it is this Two of Swords cards that talks about decisions. And so you have a lot of decisions to make this year. This is the central card. And again, like I was saying to Wendy, this card is infamous for not having all of the facts and data to make those decisions. And so part of the indecision is just like the pausing. I will say for myself, and for people I know who have things like ADHD, this card represents that kind of like buffering period where like, oh, I know I have an appointment at like 6 o'clock and it's only 2 o'clock and I can't concentrate on anything else because 4 hours from now I have a thing and I can't be useful with this time or assign it to some other tasks because my brain wheel is just going like that. So if that's an issue for you or anyone else, it is what it is. It'll be a factor. It always is. So if more time is needed, let that time be factored in. If things need to be done last minute because that's when everything gets activated, so be it. You are pulling a reversed Six of Swords, meaning there is no new research or information that needs to be collected. You have all the data that you have. Maybe you have to go back and find some pieces, but there's no new research that's needed. Also, in your past, you're pulling, again, this reversed Seven of Wands. So this idea that if there was some sort of like media or journalism focus, that period has or at least the period to be focused on that piece of things in the past. In terms of where your thoughts should be, don't let this freak you out because it's not a bad card. You're pulling the Death card. In terms of where your thoughts should be, this is a card of transition. This is a card of there are things that no longer serve. There are ideas that are worn out. There are things that are kind of a past way of thinking, and I'm going to evolve into something new. And so, what can I just let go of? And there's also this idea of it's okay to let go of things and move on and not dwell on them. There's like no looking back and feeling bad required to be respectful of situations. Under your fears and concerns, I have the Ace of Wands. This is a card. It's fire energy. It's starting. It's taking the first step. It's creating the first thing. And so this is where we can kind of get stuck is getting started. That being said, There's nothing that's blocking your way. The reading is ending with the star card. This is the card of hope. This is the card of like, no matter how bleak things look, the light is at the end of the tunnel. Keep moving towards it, kind of deal. Um, so keep going. You're moving towards something beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. You had me a little worried there for a minute. Holding the death card.
Yeah.
When
You
it's
know,
time to let go, it's time to let go.
That's so fitting because that's something I've been really on the last couple of weeks is setting up next year and what I want to let go of, what I want to carry forward, and what new habits do I want to create. So that really fits in with that. And when I move on from something or someone, I don't look back. Never.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
Don't let anyone tell you that you have to. You don't.
No, no, no. So thank you, Lynn. I thank you. Thank you. You're always so intuitive. It's amazing.
Thank you.
well, please stick around, and we're going to Al. It is your turn once again. Al is joining us from Indonesia, so that is awesome. I love this. Al, please ask Lynn your question.
All I can do is watch.
Yeah,
Why?
he can't connect for some reason. Unfortunately, our buddy Frank can't connect with us. So
Hi,
Aw.
I'm from Malaysia.
You know what, you guys? I
Malaysia
hate
is
to do this. I've got to go deal with this virus threat on my laptop, so I got to
okay.
jump off for a minute.
Well,
here.
thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you.
See you, Wendy.
Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Sorry about that,
Bye.
Al. Please go on ahead.
No worries. Okay. Yeah, I'm from Malaysia, actually, not Indonesia. Indonesia is a bigger country.
Oh,
It's
I'm sorry
that's
about that. Sorry about that.
300 million. That's 300 over million. My country is around 32 million plus. So it's a tenth of the population. It's a smaller country though. It's squashed in between Thailand and Singapore. So it's part of Southeast Asia. All right. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting. You have live sessions on LinkedIn. This is the first time. Anyway, I'll just like to ask my business of export. I'm currently stuck about 3-4 months. I ordered some goods from from an Indonesian vendor. Is supposed to be shipped out, very very soon. But they keep on dragging and dragging. My cargo has been delayed for a long time. So they cannot meet the specifications, the right specifications. They keep on telling us the specifications are not right and takes very slow. And Indonesian people mentality is a bit. They just take it very lax, in terms of they're not very efficient and they're very super unproductive and all that. So I just wonder whether my cargo can really go out or not because it's already year end. It's almost like 4-5 months already. My goods are stuck and I really paid the deposit upfront to my. But the supplier is actually based in Malaysia, but he always goes down to Indonesia to look at the goods from time to time.
Al, it's actually kind of funny. My wife and I, we met a young lady who was here for Christmas last year who actually flies with Malaysian Airlines. She was my son's girlfriend, and she's a stewardess on Malaysia Airlines. So my son visits your country all the time. So
Yeah, Malaysian Airlines is the famous missing plane. Yeah, they were never found. The MH.
okay, don't tell me that. Don't tell me
supposed
that. let's not go there. I liked her. I don't want to see her. Okay, Lynn.
Okay.
Okay, so Al, I've got my cards. Here's what they can add to the situation. So the card representing the situation is a Five of Cups. A Five of Cups talks about a situation that contains both a loss and an opportunity. And what the Five of Cups is saying is look at both aspects, see where you can pull some type of advantage. There may be an aspect to this where a timing delay can be advantageous to you. There may be an aspect of this where, making a further investment to make things go more quickly can be advantageous. But there's some sort of analysis that needs to happen. And the idea behind the Five of Cups is, don't worry about what the original plan was. What is the most advantageous thing to do right now? Supporting that, there is a reversed Knight of Wands. We're talking about cargo and whether or not things are moving. When I pull the Knight of Wands, often for me, this is an indicator of somebody physically moving, like moving their house, moving their apartment, moving to a different state. And the fact that this is reversed would imply to me that perhaps this thing is not going to be moving or not going to be moving anytime soon, which is, of course, not the news I would like to deliver. But there we are. And let me see. Okay, great. You're still with us. In the past position, again, we're pulling three different cards that just kind of wanted to land here. In the past position, there is an Ace of Pentacles. This is a financial commitment that now is past position. And so there's a sense of things not moving and that having broken some type of financial commitment. There is a Three of Swords in that past position. Three of Swords is traditionally some sort of breakup card. There is often a third person type element to the Three of Swords, like it wasn't something you did, it wasn't something I did, it was some other person or some other situation that put an influence here. And so this card is kind of saying, hey, if things are not coming out the way you had hoped, it is not your fault. There's nothing you could have said or done differently to have created a different outcome. And we're also pulling the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups in the past position. This is a card that talks about having different opportunities, any several of which could be good ones. And this is in the past position. And so it's saying, in some sense, you have chosen the path forward to the exclusion of some other choices. And it's okay to continue along that path, even if it feels uncomfortable in the moment. The card under where your thoughts and concerns should be right now is a reversed Two of Cups. A reversed Two of Cups typically talks about a friendship or a partnership, and because it's reversed, this is a friendship or a partnership that is no longer serving you, that you should be giving serious concerns to in your what is in the immediate future position. You're pulling a reversed King of Swords. Oh,
Yeah, we lost him, but I think he's also watching online, so he can probably still hear us.
Okay. So Al, in the future position, reversed King of Swords. This I'm interpreting to mean you as the King of Swords. Swords is analytical. Swords is data driven. There is a piece of information that you are potentially going to be missing. However, you should not let that undermine your sense of self as the expert, as the person in charge. And so missing a piece of information doesn't mean that you're less than or that you should give up your position of authority. And then finally, the last card is a reversed King of Pentacles. This means that moving forward, if it is possible for you to somehow separate yourself from the financial responsibility, that's a wise idea. It's not, again, not anything having to do with your expertise, but just at some point in a business, there needs to be different people looking at the financials and different people looking at the ideas, and it's hard to do both. So this is the recommendation going forward, to try and separate those out. And that is what is in the cards for this situation.
So we know that you disappeared there for a little bit, Al. But were you able to get? Were you able to hear what she was saying? Uh oh.
The last part with the 7 cups.
Well, um, you know what? I really hope that things go well. Lynn's going to be back here with
Okay.
us this time every month. Please come back and join us. You can stick around in the room and listen for our next guest, who he was able to get in. So we're very happy about that. But he is our really good friend, and I like to call him the voice of Zen, Mr. Frank. Frank, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, but I'm all screwed up with coming in here. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I
Yeah.
hear a lot of reverberation. So when I'm hearing two voices,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what's going on there.
That happens when there's a phone on, or
it
if
took me
Oh,
this
somebody's
long
playing
just to
about
get
the
here. I usually use Zoom. This is not Zoom.
yeah. Yeah. We've always had that problem, with this,
And
Frank.
it keep
We ended
it
up
keeps telling me to download Google Chrome, which I have.
yeah.
Google
Well,
Chrome.
just tell him, you know what, don't tell me what to do. I'll tell you
All
what to
right.
do. That's what we do. But do you have any questions for Lynn?
I do. I do. I don't know if you could tell me how Christmas is going to be.
How Christmas is going to be. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So I have 3 cards that are coming up, kind of representing the current areas of concentration for Christmas. Number 1 is a reversed Queen of Pentacles. Um, Pentacles is money. A reversal means some sort of reversal in financial circumstances. So there is potentially less money or less resources to be applied to the Christmas holiday. It doesn't mean like devastating loss, but it does mean that you're working with, less resources than normal. Don't let this card freak you out. We are again pulling the death card. Um, Death doesn't necessarily mean death, it means transitions. Um, there is a sense of this Christmas being a transition holiday where, like, some years, our Christmases or our holidays are pretty, you know, they're like cookie cutter, no pun intended, year after year. They look pretty much the same. There's something that is causing a shift in the way the rituals are done and the traditions are observed and the people who are around. And it's a transition into the new model. This card has been coming up a lot in relation to the holiday this year. And so, what I would say to that is, if there are rituals or traditions or habits that feel like too stale or too awkward or too painful to keep carrying forward, let them go and it's fine, and make room for the new thing coming in. You're also pulling a 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles talks about planting financial seeds for the future. So even though we have that sort of, dealing with fewer resources at the start of the holiday, there's also the idea of fruitful discussion, good plans, good ideas that can be hatched over the holiday in terms of how to move forward and build some better finances. And we talked earlier about 2026 being the year of the horse and having a really good chance of accomplishing goals that we put our minds to. So even if this would seem like a fever dream conversation over a normal holiday, take it and run with it this year. You also have, woof, Frank, you have a pair of tens coming up. So you have a 10 of Wands and a 10 of Cups. The 10 of Wands is work, like work, tasks, to-do lists, and the deck only goes up to 10. So you are going to be busy, busy, busy. However, directly connected to this is the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is like the happily ever after. Each one of those cups is a good thing. And so the fact that these fell out together says that your ability to enjoy, be happy, be positive, have all of these good feelings is directly connected to how much work and effort you put into it. So, um, heading into the holidays as a guy holding two tens, I feel like you're kind of the captain of the team in some ways. Um, you're pulling the magician card. So this says you have everything it takes. You have everything you need. There's nothing more that needs to be received or attended to. Like, you just got it. You're like MacGyver. Um, you're pulling the strength card. And so the strength card, it's associated with strength. It's associated with authority and leadership and courage and confidence and all of those things. That represents you. So you are moving into a position of strength in the holidays. And finally, your homework card. We are pulling the reversed Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is somebody who's like the second level authority who would want to say what we should be doing or how we should be doing things. You, Frank, are already holding the 10 of Wands. So, like, you're doing all of the things. You don't need to listen to this person telling you how to do the things and when to do the things because you're already juggling your own plate.
So I actually have a question here for both Frank and for Terry.
Sure.
You both have special events that you guys have coming up, correct? So, Frank, with what you just heard, does that really energize you for what you have coming up? That's
It does.
that's good to hear. Terry, why don't you take a second, Frank, and kind of let people know what you have coming up?
Me? You want me to
Yes,
talk?
yes, yes.
Okay. So I am a life coach, and I am working on the great discovery about putting the program that I've developed to try to sell it, I guess is the right word to do. And work that part of coaching and still do the other kind of coaching I'm doing, like I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm good at like speaking and listening. This is a little different though. So, but I'm confident I'll get through it. And even if so my attitude is I will go in, even if I am comfortably uncomfortable, I'll get through it.
I think
Well,
that's a great approach.
yeah, you know what? You've got the tens on your side, right?
That's what she said.
yeah, that's what we're learning here. So, Terry, tell us a little bit about what you have coming up.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, as a health coach coming up in January, everybody makes resolutions based on their health. Everyone wants to get healthier. That's a New Year's resolution. By the first week, by the end of the first week of January, most people have given up on their resolutions. So my community has put together a online private Facebook event that's going to run from January 5th through February 3rd. It's a 30-day event where you can go into Facebook at your leisure. We're going to have 30 days of education for people. We have different speakers coming in every day doing a live presentation on different health topics. We've got doctors, we've got nurses, we've got holistic practitioners, all types of health professionals that are going to be teaching us about gut health, about label reading, about pantry clean out. I mean, we're just going to, every day is going to be something different. I'm excited to be able to offer this to people. It's absolutely free. There's no purchases necessary. There's nothing but a community to help support people and keep them on track with their health for the first 30 days. Well, a little after 30 days. We're not starting on New Year's Day because people they don't tune in on New Year's Day. So we're starting it on the 5th, ending it on February 3rd, in hopes that you can create some good habits in that 30 days. It takes time to create habits. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that to be able to bring quality education to people for free from professionals that really look at and take a holistic approach to people's health. So that's what I have. That's what I'm kicking the new year off with, and it's something that I'm just inviting everybody to take a look at because, what do you got to lose? it's a free event. It's online. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to be there at any certain time. You pop in when you have time, check out that day's live or the day before live or whatever, or skip a few days and come back and look for what you're interested in.
Well, Terry, that not starting on the 1st, it's not that they're not tuning in. It's that's called hungover.
Right.
So,
Well, it used to be the 1st for me used to be my favorite day of the year to go fabric shopping. And that was a tradition I had every New Year's Day. You would find me at the fabric stores while he was at home watching whatever, I don't know, whatever sports New Year's Day is all about, but there's some kind of sport that they play.
Yeah.
I never watched that. I
The
hit
bowl
the
games. The bowl games are on
sales.
the, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we used to get the best sales. Those days are over. All the places that used to be able to walk into are no longer. So I don't do that anymore on New Year's Day. But yeah, hungover. People are hungover, and they don't want to think about their health on the first day of the year.
yeah, they're trying to remember what they said the night before. What the hell did I commit to?
Or they're too busy.
Or saying I'm off to a terrible start.
Right. They're beating themselves up with guilt because they've been off rail for, they've been off rail probably since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they don't see a way to get back on track. But that's what I'm here to help people with.
Wait a minute. I swear to God, I stopped drinking at midnight. Why in the hell do I feel so bad?
Because midnight?
Yeah, because of midnight. So
that first challenge, drink a glass of water and everyone will kind of tick the box. And
there you go.
That's an easy one, right?
Yep. So, oh boy, there's the dog again. So, Lynn, I want to get back into our conversation. Terry and Frank, you guys are more than welcome to stick around if you'd like. But I'd like to ask both of you, with this, winter solstice is starting. Let's talk about some of the celebrations that happen during winter solstice that you know of, that you like to participate in. Honey?
Do you really want me to go?
Yes, I really do. It's part of the miracle of the season. So yes.
Well, winter solstice is actually where you're inviting the sun back. You're inviting the light back. You want it back. So, you're putting up lights in your house. You're bringing the greenery in your house. We all as humans want sunlight, except you. We all love sunlight. We are energized by sun, except for you and your dark cave down here that I cannot do. I swear, I would be completely, I'd be a mess. I cannot do this. But yeah, I mean, it's bringing light back in. It's, you've already brought in the abundance from your garden. You're about out of it by now. And so it's time to bring the sun back so we can start all over. Plant seeds, do all of that good stuff.
I told you before we went live that she was going to talk about my cave. I told you that was going to happen. So, Lynn, Len, what are some of the celebrations that you said that you and your partner celebrate the winter solstice? What are some of the things that you do that other people could maybe check out? What are some of the things that you do that other people we could inspire other people to maybe do that are just fun?
This is where I am a basic person, but sometimes the beauty is in simplicity. I'm a big nature person. I grew up in Northeast Pennsylvania. My dad used to hunt. We had trees. We would go hiking and fishing and all those things. And my partner was born and raised in Brooklyn, and it wasn't until several years after we got together that we started exploring the city parks. And people think New York City, they think, oh, it's just buildings, it's just concrete, there's nothing beautiful there. But in fact, there are lots of parks in the boroughs, some of them really sizable, that are beautiful for hiking and that seem to be somehow like well kept secrets. Every time we go hiking to our favorite places, there really aren't that many people around. So, getting back to our earlier discussion of the winter solstice and celebrating just the trees and nature and being out in the elements, we like to just make it a nature weekend where we go for some long walks in the park, we go on a nice hike, we pack a lunch, and we just enjoy all of the things that are to enjoy outside, just the two of us. And we do that because we both grew up with other holiday traditions, Christmas, Hanukkah, and so both of our families have their things that we're joining that kind of depend on who lives where and who's hosting and whatever. And it's our way of taking back some of the holiday for ourselves and not feeling like it's all about what everybody else's celebrations are. So we don't have friends over for winter solstice. I'm not like calling my coven people being like, come or it's like there's none of that. It's like a picnic basket.
Please tell me while you're on those walks that you at least grab a rock or a stick or something that to bring home.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
On rocks. I'm a big rock collector, rocks, crystals. I have them in my altar. I have them in my garden outside. They're all over. Absolutely.
We've in Adrian's crystal room upstairs, we've got things that yes. And she's got this shelf with things from all these places that we've been to. We go to the mountains and we found this old burned down cabin place, and she picked up something from there. We go to when she's been on hunts before or investigations before. She'll take and she'll find something that just it attracts her eye. And as she was telling me when we went shopping for and I found my jet, which I desperately miss.
Well, we'll go Friday.
And when you find a stone and you hold it, you know that you found your stone because you won't want to put it down. And that's exactly what that jet was. I walked around with it in my hand for probably a good 40 minutes while we were there, and I just couldn't put it down.
And that stone may not be for you anymore. It may be something different.
So Al is joining us online. He's on LinkedIn, and he's saying winter solstice is a big thing in China and at Malaysia. There's a famous dessert mandatory to eat in our traditions.
Oh, please send it. I'm all about dessert.
Yes, please do share that with us, Al. And you say dessert, you're talking to the right guy here. So anything that's dessert, we're all in. So I think one of the things that is inspiring about what both of you said is all of these all of these celebrations that I've looked at. Chinese New Year, you've got Il Ad-Fitr, you've got Hanukkah, Christmas. It all involves light and clearing the way, getting rid of bad things, and lighting your future, or having light that overcomes the bad in your life. And I think it is so funny that there's a lot of times that people don't do enough looking into other people's traditions to see, well, what's this goofy thing with the menorah? And it's basically the same thing that you celebrate. It's just done a little differently. So, Terry, what are some of the things you just heard this and you really focus on plants and health and stuff like that? What kind of perked up your interest there with what you just heard?
That we're going into the light. That we're looking for the longer days, the lighter, the light. Um, Winter solstice, during the winter time, there's a lot of transition that happens in my garden space. And by November, I'm pulling out all my summer harvests and I'm transitioning into my winter stuff. And I have to watch very closely for frost. I have to protect things a little better. But I start thinking I'm already planning out my spring garden. For me, it's like now's the time to think about what do I want to plant come the spring, because it's only a couple months away before I'm going to start seedlings. By March, I'm going to be starting seedlings to be going outside. So that's right around the corner.
That's me too. That's it. I took my pumpkin seeds and got them all dried out. And of course, I can't. We grew 6, 7 pumpkins. I can't use all those seeds, but I took some out of each one of them, hoping one of them works. But yeah, that's starting them in the house is challenging.
I have a tool for that. I have a germinator, which is it works beautifully. It's a little heat pad with a light that I use to start the seedlings in. But I get excited about this time of the year because it's time to start, going through the seed catalogs and looking at what what seeds do I need to replenish? What did I not get enough of last year? Because like you, I propagate seeds from whatever I'm growing. It just makes sense. If I'm growing something that's good, I'm going to collect enough seeds for the next year's harvest. But yeah, I think this time of the year I'm getting antsy to get out there and play in the dirt and to get out in the garden and have longer days. These short days, the lack of sunshine, I don't like it.
A decently warm day, I'm outside barefooted, standing in the dirt.
Absolutely. Yeah. It helps to ground you. There's a lot of science behind the benefits of walking barefoot out in the dirt or the grass or sand. If you're by the beach, walking in the sand, a lot of benefits, both for your mental health and your physical health. So,
Yep. There is.
Yeah, I know the other day we were walking around and she jumps out of the truck and it's cold. It was not warm. She jumps out of the truck, no shoes on. I'm like, what are you doing? Actually, you know what? It was when we left the Christmas party and we're freezing and she takes off her shoes. She goes, I'm just more natural this way. And I'm like, you're on concrete. We're in the middle of Denver. It's cold. What are you doing?
And shoes hurt because I don't wear them.
So, our buddy Al, just to let everybody know, and we will attach this to the description of the the show afterwards. But he has given us a recipe for this dessert.
Those are rice. Okay.
Yeah, it's
round balls.
Tangwan.
Glutinous
Yep.
rice flour shaped into round balls. Now, that's a lot of color for rice.
It looks really interesting. It really does. We're gonna have to try that out. Yeah, he says sweet glutinous rice balls with ginkgo nuts. Ginkgo nuts. Okay, I didn't even know there was a. I guess is it ginkgo or ginkgo?
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to look it up.
So, but I mean, it's beautiful. That's for sure. And all I know is that it doesn't look like that Chinese tea the Chinese egg, the tea egg. Have you ever tried one of those? Those things scare me a little bit, I'll be
Okay,
honest.
One of the ones that they
small.
bury.
What's that?
One of the ones that get buried, like the fermented egg that gets
No,
buried.
they I think they boil it in tea, and it just doesn't, it didn't do it for me. And
You're strange anyway. If it ain't sugar, you don't want it.
Well, this has got sugar in it.
It does. Small jade green, chewy East Asian seeds with a sweet, bitter, nutty flavor is what the nuts are.
wow.
It's got ginger, but they do use food coloring, so you might want to not use a traditional food coloring and use a non-toxic one, or use beets for the red. Or I'm just saying,
Oh, raw nuts are poisonous and can cause severe reactions.
Oh, he says that's century eggs.
Century eggs. Thank you, Al. I knew there was a name for them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good on that too. No.
So, but anyway, well, Terry, before we let you go, and I think this has been a lot of fun. I think that we've learned, first off, I'm really liking what we're doing here. I think it's a lot of fun. But how can people get a hold of you and learn more about what you've got going on?
best way to get a hold of me is to visit my website. You can schedule a free discovery chat with me, but you can learn a lot about what I do there. And my website's Blue Jeans and Berries, spelled out, bluejeansandberries.com. But I'd offer a free 30-minute discovery call with anybody who wants to explore health options.
Well, you can also get a hold of Terry by going to communitypayitforward.us and looking up for her page. She is one of our giving partners, so if you make any purchase through her, you get to donate a part of your purchase goes to something that you care about. You get to donate to a mission partner of your choice. So I encourage you to at least make the 30-minute call with her, have a discussion with her, and we've already heard, look, things are going to be going well. You might want to jump on board with that. Terry, you're also going to be helping us. You're going to be creating a video for the mission, and I'm going to keep bugging you until I get it. You do know this, right?
Yes, I do know it, and that is a part of the challenge I have for this coming year is getting comfortable with video, and this is gonna. I'm working on it. And you will have it in time. I promise.
So, but what Terry's going to do is, because she is focused on health, that she's going to give us alternatives to, to some of the fattening cooking that we do all the time. She's going to encourage us to turn this around and do it a little healthier. So she's going to give us a recipe that we can follow and really make it for, every day, or especially add it into our menus for next year. So.
And I think, Zach, the recipe that I'm going to be doing, I'm pretty confident the recipe I'm going to be doing for you, which I'm going to do tomorrow, is a comfort food elevated. I'm going to take a comfort food that maybe it's not 100% healthy. It doesn't have a lot of nutritional value as we typically prepare it, but I'm going to show you ways to enhance the nutritional level of it without disturbing the flavor of it and actually making the flavor a little bit nicer. So.
Well, there you go. That actually sounds really good. I know that she is going to like that. She's not, Adri. It's really kind of funny. We are so different on the scales of foods. She doesn't like sweet, and I don't like that stuff that food eats. What are those called? Vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah. So but
she's gonna love my recipe. It's a secret recipe I have. I used it on my own children when they were growing up and turned their nose up at veggies. It's a secret way to get you to eat more veggies.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That, or I can just feed you powdered greens and you'll have to.
Well,
I've offered that to them as well. I can help with that. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and run. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, Lynn, and thank you for inviting me, Zach. I appreciate it, and I will see you. I'll have that video out for you.
Sounds great, and make sure that you try to join us again in a month.
I'm going to do that. You're on my calendar now.
And
So,
yeah, and please help make sure that you keep us up to date on what you've got going on with your daily um, uh, uh, outputs, and hopefully we can share them here on the Pack channel, and we can help get people to come over and help you out, and listen to you, and maybe help themselves. So,
sounds good. Let's make that 2026 a healthier year for everybody.
all right, sounds
All right.
great.
We'll
Thank
see
you
you all
very much. So, thank you, Terry.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. So, ladies, did you have any questions?
I have a question.
What's that?
Well, see, Zach, when I sit in meetings like the one that we had earlier today, I have just a regular deck of playing cards that I sit here and I just kind of shuffle, and every once in a while some fall out, and they did, and then I put them back, and then they came out again, and so I said, well, Zach is the common denominator here. So there's a handful of cards that fell out, and I will not get too deep into it, but I feel like there's a message. This guy is you, the King of Swords. This means this is the brains behind the project. The reading has to do with a project. There is a sense of work-life balance that is being questioned, the Two of Pentacles, and how do we achieve the work-life balance?
Mm-hmm.
Have a paired 10 of Pentacles and a 2 of Wands. So we're talking about some sort of money venture where like it actually matters when you're making decisions because there are dollar signs behind it. The 2 of Wands is telling you it doesn't matter what you start with first. It's just get started. So if you're thinking, hey, how do I want to time this so that it's perfect or start with the perfect thing? That's not the important part. The important part is to just get things moving. However, the next pairing is a 4 of Pentacles and a 6 of Wands. So the 4 of Pentacles is where do we take the financial risks? If there's a place that needs an investment or attention, where is the best place to do that? The 6 of Wands talks about portability. So some aspect of this project that can be physically like put in a bag, taken in a car, conducted from some other place, but there's a sense that this is going to potentially involve travel. I can hazard a guess as to what this might be, but there's travel involved. And the final card is the reversed 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is like a sad face depression card, and it's reversed. And so it's saying, hey, don't look at this situation and worry about it. It could actually be fun. It could actually lift your spirits as opposed to adding to things on your plate. So that's the message that I randomly got. If it applies to something, great.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that applies to a lot. I mean, we got this thing coming up in 1 week with the Miracle. We've got the 22-hour podcast that's just around, which, uh, the upside down hearts is very important to that one, because that one's about the mental health issue that we have in America. And so that's one that Adrian and I have been working on now. This is our 4th straight year doing it, and that one's so important because it matters to everyone. And then of course we've got the come together compass that we're working on, which is so vitally important to help people in difficult situations. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of gave me goosebumps a little bit. I'd like to say it made the hair stand up on my arms, but there's a lot of hair there. So, yeah, I'd look like the nickname of the polar bear if that happened. So,
So yeah, there you have it. It's looking good, Zach.
well,
It it looks like fun and happiness and joy. It's got a joyful vibe to it. And I think we talked earlier a few hours ago about how we're moving into winter solstice weekend and how it is going to be very much a lot of energy, happiness, celebration, fun. The danger is in overdoing it. You know, overdoing the celebrating, overdoing the, grand gestures and things like that. This winter solstice weekend, at least, it's kind of saying, the gilding the lily is not necessary to get a lot of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's necessary not to do that to get enjoyment.
Hey, Al, thank you for joining us. Please join us again in a month. I greatly appreciate you finding us on LinkedIn. Please make sure you share our show with your friends, and it would mean a lot to us if more people would come on and participate. We're doing this. Lynn, you are, again, you're one of our mission partners, our giving partners, I'm sorry. So you can be found on communitypayitforward.us, but how else can they find you?
They can find me at footnotestarot.com or obviously on LinkedIn.
Yep. On LinkedIn, now on Facebook.
Now on Facebook, finally.
Yeah, you took that leap and you joined us on Facebook, in the Facebook world again.
Yep. Into the world.
Well, Lynn's day is complete, and I want to thank you so very much. Please, everybody, do take what we were talking about earlier, learn about some of these other celebrations. You just heard, this has been one that's been around forever. This is one that's really about finding yourself, as most of them are. Most of them are not, they're not out there to hurt anybody. They're out there to help people. So let's make sure that we make this time of year about helping people. Lynn, thank you. Thank you so very much. Honey, thank you. Welcome to the PACT channel finally. So we both do all this podcasting and we're hardly ever on sitting together. I mean, maybe 4 times in the, right?
You look very cute next to each other. I mean, it's
maybe 4 times. I don't think it's been 4 times.
Yeah, I think it might have been with Sean's old show. We sat in together a couple times, but anyway, everybody, please make sure that you love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. Always remember, there are people who could use what you've got. Okay, you make a little bit of extra food. Throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware, zap it in the microwave, take it to somebody that's shut in your neighborhood, or find somebody who's struggling with hunger in your neighborhood, in your community. You got an extra hoodie, don't go giving it to a thrift store. Don't go giving it away in a yard sale. You don't need that quarter that bad. Take and put it on somebody who's struggling with the elements. These things mean nothing to you, but means everything to somebody who struggles. So please remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Zach and
See
Adrian.
you all next time right here. Oh, by the way, no podcasting next week or the week after. We're taking 2 weeks off for the holidays, except for, of course, the 37-hour thing. No podcasting except for that 37 straight hours. Okay, that's recorded, but still.
Hey, you got to shut it down. We're under evacuation watch for the fire.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, we got to get going. So thank you very much. Apparently we're going to die now. So, all right. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Say, bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.